Guys, stop typing news like it's news. You could write, I think it could be. We all hope it's good news. For real? Let's go! Yeah! Woo! Hit this gas, baby. Let's go! Let's go! Were we opening 50? Are we opening at 50? Let's go! I lost so many brain cells and gray hairs over this. Sarepta, rest in peace!
Rest in peace to the parking lot.
And we sell a lot of 𝗦𝗪𝗔𝗬𝗣𝗔𝗟. Song's all about DMD. This goes out to all those kids with DMD, man. You know, they got it the roughest. They're dealing with bigger things than a stupid stock, you know? Sign up, 𝗕𝗢𝗙𝗘𝗢𝗔𝗏.com. I mean, this is going to be unhalted relatively soon. Yeah, there's still nothing on Bloomberg. There's nothing on Godel. Man, these systems suck. Someone's got to make a better system. FDA doesn't have like a newswire, so I should just have it on there myself. Somebody from Godel should just type it in. I mean, I could see it go to 50. I mean, maybe not immediately, but if you think about it, their problems are gone. I mean, the FDA is letting them go back on the market. It was selling $2 billion before this. It'll be selling $2 billion after. You got $3 billion in revenue, okay? Times 3. That's 9, okay? 100 million shares outstanding, that's 90. That's 90. That's the DCF. Well, Roche has that international. Oh yeah, it's over for any shorts. You know, I love all you shorts. You know, this one's going to the longs for now. Now you could re-up at 50. I'm not saying, you know, the battle has been won, but the war's not over. That's crazy. Yeah, I just saw it on Bloomberg. Yeah, we need a better, like, the FDA news is a little bit, it's all these alternative sources of news that are very hard for developers to do it right. Yeah, D. Shaw got the lucky, that little 5 milli. David Shaw's group is happy today. Shout out to DE. Named a kid Sarepta. FDA concludes death of 8-year-old unrelated to 𝗦𝗪𝗔𝗬𝗣𝗔𝗍. God for, you know, it's a tragic situation, but I wanted to get some rest. I wanted to do some programming. Immune going up for some reason. My body is ready. Yeah, look, I mean, it's important, even though 𝗦𝗪𝗔𝗬𝗣𝗔 is not the perfect drug, the PMOs aren't the perfect drug, it's important because pharma gets to work on these and know there's revenue there and know there's a pathway there. So when the next drug comes out that actually does work, they can compare it to 𝗦𝗪𝗔𝗬𝗣𝗔, show it does better. People will switch to that new drug, and Pfizer and Merck or whoever it is that gets that drug, you know, it's just a big win for everybody. The patients do well when the drug companies do well. I hate to say that because it's unpopular, but I love to say that because who doesn't want everyone to do well? Only the haters. Only the haters. Stupid haters. No, it happened with it happened with multiple sclerosis. The first MS drugs barely worked, and then a lot of drug companies said, oh, what's that over there? MS? We can make an MS drug. I didn't know you could sell an MS drug and make billions. And everybody, Novartis and Roche and all these companies said, we want in on this too. There's billions in MS. Ooh. In pharma, it used to only be billions if it was a diabetes drug or something. So they see it and they say, okay, we'll get a team working on that. And before you know it, your disease is cured. Look at multiple myeloma. Who would have thought ＤARZALEX would do, what, 14 billion in revenue for multiple myeloma? It's crazy. We had our guy get to Vinay, man, and said, listen, you gonna make that change, okay?
Don't you contact me again, ever. From now on, you deal with Turnbull. My offer is this. Nothing.
I don't know why the FDA changed their mind, but they changed their mind. I hope something like that didn't happen. I mean, I think it's pretty similar to what we talked about before. I mean, 50 to 70 is fair. You know, we're going to have to see another quarter or two of revenue, obviously. But look, the quarter just started. Oh, they can open it at any time. Yeah, I'd buy at 20. That's a no-brainer. I mean, I'm sure they'll unhalt it at like 5 or something. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't sell. We made the trade we wanted, right? If it gets to 30, I think I'd probably get out. Book the win, move on, find the next pain stock. Pain shouldn't, but sometimes the pain equals profit. That's the value investor mantra. Growth investor is a little different. Okay, FDA informed Sarepta that it recommends that Sarepta remove its pause and resume shipments. Continue dialogue on next steps. Company commends FDA for swift and comprehensive review. Last week, Sarepta made the difficult decision to pause shipments. We were very pleased that the FDA chose to rapidly and comprehensively complete their review. And that's it, short and sweet. Press release is out, stock can resume. Adam sitting there snapping his pencil. Every journalist, he tried to ruin them. It didn't work. Oh, we're gonna be feeling ourselves for like a week straight here. Absolutely self-love fest. It's gonna be awful, it's gonna be intolerable, insufferable. No more bagitosis. No more bag holding. Oh, we're definitely doing Godel News, for sure. I think you buy anything under 20 and sell at anywhere from 25 to 30. I probably wouldn't buy after 21 or something like that. We'll see. You gotta feel it out too. 18, 29 indicated. I would buy up there. I would not sell at 18. 4 minutes, 20 bid. You can get time and sales on Godel. Just do TAS. So you can see time and sales there. Minimum lot. I guess 19. Just on Godel, use quick quote. Just use Q. 1908. 21 bid, you see? I see 20 now. I'm just looking at the quote line in Godel. Yeah, it's just at that price where it's like hard call to buy it. It's like, I will be in the black on Sarepta, which I did not expect. Now, if only some of my other big mistakes would correct themselves, like quantum. But I like that. I will not have lost money on this stock. If you could, I mean, in investing, every year you're gonna have losers. So if you can avoid losers, I mean, you'll be the greatest investor of all time. Nobody avoids losers, even if you're very careful. But you guys said it was 540. They have to reset it. That's a new rule. It's up too much, so they got to do it again. Too many buys. All right, so what do we put the offer in? At 28, do we get out? I wouldn't mind selling at 28. What do you think? NASDAQ bid is 23 now. I'd open it at 25. NASDAQ says 23. NBBO is 20.5. Yeah, right, Jesse? Yeah, anytime, Eric. Make sure you sign up for Godel, GodelTerminal.com. Help me take on Bloomberg. And we're going to make Bloomberg look like rookies. Things I have planned, they'll never be able to do. They never will. They just never will. You know that. Mike's my hero in some ways, but they say never meet your hero. Look, a lot of people who bought in at these low prices are going to be happy to get out of it. So I don't expect it's going to go up that much. Yeah, something like that, Squeege. I mean, you just got to be careful. It depends on how big. I have a 20% position, so looking forward to marrying this thing. NBBO 20.6, NASDAQ's at 25. 25 bid. 25,000 shares out loud. I think they'll open it at 25. NBBO is up at 21. They have another pipeline drug coming up too. That's 100% gain. For any of y'all counting. Back to 22. 2202 bid, 2222, 2207, 22 at the figure. Looks like it's gonna break 22, 21 and a half, 2120, 2132, 2165, 21 spot 67, 77, breaking 20, 2105. Looks like it's settling in around 21 and a half here. 21 spot 40, 42, 45, all over the place here in the 21 range. Certainly imagine some bulls are cashing in, but 21.99, 2188 offer, Feels like it's going to go above 22 here. Definitely some sell pressure in the 21 range here. Have a hard time going above 22. Got open door trading up 6%. Celcuity up 250%. This is 𝗦𝗂 drug. I'm trying to figure out why there's so much excitement, because 𝗦𝗂 is something that there are many 𝗦𝗂 drugs. So, and then Cardiff is tomorrow. Oh, we got to look at that. So let's look at CELC real quick. But yeah, Intel's up 30 bips. Tesla up 1%, Nvidia up a little bit as well. 𝗥𝗘𝗢𝗢, Marathon, Big Bear. Citi up a little bit, Bit Digital, AMD, Recursion up 2.5%, Tilray Neo, Resolve AI, Palantir, Pony AI up 7%, Lucid up a little bit, Archer Aviation, QuantumScape down. Only one on my screen that's down, Maple Bear, Tron. So if I want the shares outstanding, I just go to Godel, CELC, equity or space, CF, get the SEC filings. There's the latest 10K. There's the shares outstanding right on the first page, 37 million. And that is straight from the source. A lot of times, systems like Godel and Bloomberg don't actually have the right number, even though we're paid to have the right number. We're supposed to have the right number. There's just always a little bit of chance of error. So if you've ever been burned by an error, you go straight to the source. So many traders I talk to say, "Oh yeah, I just go to the SEC filing," and it's like, "Well, why don't you just use the system?" And it's like, well, it takes me a second longer, and I know it's right, which is kind of a nice advantage. Okay, so how much cash do these guys have? Call it 200 million, 1.5 billion enterprise value on the spot. I only got a little bit of debt, so call it 1.6. Would you pay 1.6 billion for this? Now, like I said, there's 𝗥𝗘𝗢𝗢, as I was talking to Godel. So this is Gedatolisib. This trial succeeded, extremely potent, an impressive result. Gedatolisib. But like I said, there are other 𝗦𝗂s and they're not exactly killing it. Let's look at Novartis real quick. Let's go to 𝗥𝗘𝗢𝗢, the last 𝗦𝗂 that I remember. And 𝗥𝗘𝗢𝗢, yeah, selling about 500 million, maybe 400. Let's see if there's a way to compare across the two. Yeah, I don't think Cardiff's going to make it. I think that's an easy call. But it's kind of like a lot of these. Well, 𝗦𝗂, I mean, how many next-gen 𝗦𝗂s? Remember Gilead's 𝗦𝗂? Anybody remember that? No, Cardiff's not going to work. I'm not sure, but we'll look at it today. We'll place a little bet. We're off to the races, right? This is going to be a good week. My big short report is dropping tomorrow. Looking forward to that. It's the end of the month. A lot of action in the market. A lot of things happening in AI. So Entropic was in the middle of deal talks, from what I understand, at 100 billion valuation. And there's so much competition to lead this deal that we're at 150 billion valuation. Now, I've done a lot of deals in my life, but rarely does the deal price go up 50%. That is a Marlo Stanfield classic moment right there. Price of the brick going up. That is what I have to say about that. So very positive for Nvidia. Tons of capital out in AI. Still very exciting. Still supply constrained. Sam Altman talking about needing 100x more compute. Elon, the same thing. Elon's buying every GPU he can. GPT-5 could be coming any day now. I wonder if you're going to see possibly a Gemini response. These AI companies like to jockey for position. So you could see GPT-5 come out, and then who knows, maybe Google come over the top with, over the top rope with their own little thing. Google's been on the back foot for a long time, And they really need to just revamp their UI. I have a friend who left OpenAI to go to Google to really fix things. And he did okay, sort of developer relations. Okay, unprecedented median PFS. But the problem here is you're giving 3 drugs against 1. So you're doing your drug plus palbociclib, which is one of the best drugs ever made, and then fulvestrant as the baseline versus just fulvestrant. So that's, forgive me, Lord. Snickers, Twix, and Skittles versus just Skittles. And you're saying your Snickers is doing all the work when you also have Twix in there. Hard to tell. So hazard ratio was pretty amazing, 0.24, but still, I mean, 9.3 months PFS. I'm assuming these are pretty heavily pretreated patients since you have 2 months of PFS with fulvestrant. But let's look at the Pick-Rate label, or @pickray.com. I would not be short Palantir. Yeah, you read my mind, Ken. Ken, are you on Godel? Yeah, I don't understand the 3-drug comparison. You're really doing a trial of palbociclib versus fulvestrant. What's your name on there? Let me add you as a moderator. I'm not sure you don't care about being a moderator. Yeah, you just do triplet versus doublet. That's, the right way to do it. There's Pick-Ray. It's been out a while. Oh, yeah, I remember, Ken. That's 𝗢𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Just see if the results are in label. Yes, they are. So Pick-Ray plus fulvestrant versus just fulvestrant. I mean, 11 months versus 6 months. This is in PI3K mutants. Let's see what the population was. No benefit in those who didn't have the mutation. All right, so it looks like second line-ish for Pick-Ray. PIK3 wild type. Oh, so not mutant? That doesn't make sense. Does that make sense to you guys? There was a doublet arm. No, I'm not. I'm not saying the short gears are turning just yet. And they're off. Is the clock on Godel 3 seconds behind? We're gonna have to fix that. Somebody's getting their pay docked. Immune is rallying. Perhaps they can figure out a way to spin their Alzheimer's drug. Get one more pump out of it. Our little Abivax is kind of cooled off. They raised a bunch of money. Let's see. Nvidia's up. I think Nvidia's going to 200, guys. I really do. Bubblicious territory. So many companies doing Bitcoin treasuries. It's absurd. Over $100 billion of Bitcoin treasuries. It's got to collapse. There's just no way that you're going to see that kind of behavior just keep going forever and ever. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Raising money to buy some other asset on the public stock market takes money out of it puts more supply in the market, sort of reduces the demand. With warrants and pricing the deal right, it's great for capital markets, for like banks doing secondaries and stuff, but this is a very dangerous thing. It's kind of like SPAC fever, but SPAC with cancer and more cancer, like double metastases instead of single metastases. So it's like SPAC that's cancer spread to the brain and the liver. So, it's pretty bad. So I don't know. It's something that's really toxic and not going to end well, no matter what it looks like in the short term. And obviously we've got, all these other ones as well, like Quantum and so forth. So we'll see how it goes. So there was a doublet. There was a doublet with and without Palbo. So that was still remarkably good data. So I think this is a buy, right? If you look at, this is PI3K mutants, and then the Pick-Ray label, the Pick-Ray label, they didn't have, I don't know that, acquisitions are that snap. They could go a year without being acquired, but that's okay. I mean, you don't need to be acquired to be valuable. I mean, Pharmacyclics didn't get acquired for a while, and it went up, a huge amount. Alexion's the same. I mean, it doesn't have to be some wild. Okay, let's see, 60%. Yeah, so no mutation for Pick-Ray was 0.85 hazard ratio versus 0.33 for this thing. I guess it's also an mTOR inhibitor. you know, which might explain some of the efficacy, but you know, I don't see how this drug isn't going to be taken. It's stock's looking a little wobbly, but it's something that you know is yeah. So Celcuity, I mean, it's a pretty impressive drug. It's only a $1.5 billion market cap, so it's not bad. What was that Gilead 𝗬𝗢𝗓𝗏? This is what ChatGPT is really good for. Yeah, 𝗦𝗁𝗡. I remember this thing. 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗙𝗢𝗡. They're all for follicular lymphoma. There's 𝗥𝗏. I mean, 𝗥𝗏 is $500 million and doesn't even work that great. So, could get more juice out of Celcuity. Still long Sarepta. Yeah, I'll look at Figma on a list. Benchmark for coding? I don't know what are you talking about? Yeah, we use AI. We've heard of this AI thing, yes. You want silver for delivery? Oh yeah, you like AI coding? Cool. It's a new trend. Yeah, the new Ghibli thing is wild. Have you heard of Midjourney? It's even cooler. Did you see the article that showed that vibe coding actually reduces coding productivity by 20%? I'm not sure who made that survey. Yeah, I kind of think it's long. I mean, it's got to be at least as good as 𝗥𝗏. I mean, it looks like a lot better than 𝗥𝗏, so I don't see why it shouldn't do $1 billion in revenue. I got more research to do. Like, do they wholly own it and stuff like that? Yeah, we still have a little REPL. I mean, markets look overextended to me, but they tend to be overextended. They tend to stay overextended. You know, when the music's loud and people are dancing, the party keeps going, right? It doesn't just stop because the party's too loud. You gotta wait till the cops come. You keep turning up the music till the cops come. That's when the music goes out. Vibe coding in COBOL, absolutely. Yeah, the cops are partying as well. Was good though. Interesting sell side research. Do you guys know what CEMEA is? CEEMEA. What does it stand for? Middle East and Africa, Central Europe, Middle East and Africa? Central Europe, Eastern Europe, Middle East and Africa. Cool. Thanks, Nick. Oh yeah, Canner has a report. Ken, do you have it? I need a copy. I have to do all these binaries are coming real soon. I probably should start on Cardiff right away, because that's, you know, basically immediate. All right, I'll get a copy. Yeah, it's just that tricky thing about hitting your primary endpoint. Once you do that, you could be Gucci. Do those PLKs have they ever shown efficacy? Got a case of the Mondays here. I don't like UNH. I like Indonesia commodities and mining companies. What you know about that? Get some European cement in your portfolio. How about some Canadian and Indian life insurance companies? I don't think Sarepta's gonna be a 5X, no. Just trying to get my money back. I don't even know D. Shaw had a healthcare guy. Immune is such a ridiculous thing. Okay, so we're gonna look at Cardiff as well. I'm just doing a little programming. Yeah, I think Cantor Fitzgerald put out a note that's bullish.